I got a fucking fly trap and look like in the back. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If y'all listening and if you're watching, that voice may sound familiar. That is my amazing friend, Sydney Castillo. Y'all know him from Don't Tell Comedy, Chocolate Sundays, and a plethora of other things, but I just simply know him as the guy that auditioned at the Destiny's Child Soldier video in a suit. So welcome back to Whiskey Sour.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, man. You look great. I appreciate it, man. It feels good to be here home.
Listen, Sydney. I just threw this ponytail on. I had to make myself look like something. I look crazy as hell. I was like, I had this thinning spot. I done took a quiz somewhere. I was like, I can't end up looking like Sydney. So I gotta get my supplements now.
I said my Alexa, I was like, you're not gonna miss this, whatever. I was looking homeless. I put on some beer butter and picked it out real quick. Like I patted it down. I was like, I think I look presentable.
You look presentable. You look nice. You look decent.
I appreciate it. Thank you. We always going for decent over here.
You know, listen. Proximity, I keep it cute. You Tahir's friend, so I just keep it.
Shut up, man.
Listen, I don't ever want nobody to feel like I'm doing too much cross the toes or you flirting. I'm like, I'm literally having a conversation.
And that's sad. That's when I feel like it come to me. You gotta have little sidebars. I had to tell one young lady, Courtney Haynes. I said, hey man, I think you're really funny. And I said, oh, thank you. I said, no, listen, I'm not flirting with you. I don't want if you hang out with me or I like, put you in my story, the rumors are going to swirl. I'm not coming at you like that. I just really believe it, my nigga. And she was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Well, Sydney, you are out here saving lives. I want to start with this. So one day, I sent you a voice note or text you and said like how I woke up and the TV was loud in the other room. And I was like, why does it sound like Sydney's in my house?
Yeah.
And I go out into the living room and it's my play cousin and he's watching your new podcast. And he's like, oh yeah, Sydney, I'm a huge fan of Sydney Castillo. And comedy has really kept him afloat. And I just want to share with you super quick, because I know I briefly kind of said something to you. He had a really bad diabetic episode where he was at death's doorstep. And the hospital said, had I not taken him to the emergency room, he would have went into a coma. They don't know if he would have made it out. And so he's been watching comedy because his vision he's legally blind now. His vision is impaired, so he can listen, and some of his sight is coming back in his right eye. But he's been watching you like crazy every day. I see you in my house. Get out. But he was just like, if you get a chance to talk to Sydney, tell him I said what's up. And there's some other saying you got. I was like, all right, I'll tell him.
Hey, text me his name. I'm gonna say this podcast.
Okay, because please. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's fine. And he's just literally comedy has because I've been worried about. Because I know he's always on the move if he's like been depressed or anything. So I've been trying to like talk to him and say, like, are you okay? Do you need anything like mentally? Like, how are you doing? I know this is a lot to take in, and which was your normal. You got this new normal now. So shout out to you for, helping him get through this.
Dude, shout out to him. You know what I mean? Showing up every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I appreciate the support, but shout out to him for real.
Yeah, he's showing up every day for you.
For himself too, though. Like,
We're getting there. We're getting there.
That's what I was telling you off camera. Like, it switched from like the podcast. I originally wanted to do it because I've been like, I don't want to do no podcast. I don't even watch podcasts like that, and who cares, right? My partner was like, yeah. And so I have all these things I've been going through with my friend that know me really close, like, you know what I mean? Know all this jazz, like, as I was going through a lot of things. So I was like, man, forget it. I'm just going. And then that most recent thing had just happened. You know what I mean? Episode had just happened. So I was like, all right, cool. It's so fresh. Let me get this off. Boom. Now it's like, it was a way to release a bunch of like, just thoughts really that's been in my head of like, I think people have their moments of what they like about the podcast. But for me, when I said something like, hey, sometimes people looking at me like, oh man, he this, he that. I'm like, man, I did a lot just to show up here. You know what I mean? Like just venting and like saying that in that platform. I'll leave the podcast studio and be like, all right, bet. Like, it was like therapy. I remember the first one. It was like, okay, cool. And then like not listen, hoping somebody would watch, right? Like, all right, cool. But like really in my mind, it's gonna be a grind, cool. Like, but like the first one did so good, second one did so good. It's like, all right, cool. Then they start being consistently just doing well. I was like, hold up. Then it went from like, hey, you funny, to the DMs being like long paragraphs with like what you talking about with your cousin, like, hey, this podcast helping me, or like you being vulnerable, you talking about some stuff, It ain't just about men and women, And I was like, you living in your purpose, whatever. And I'd be like, that's crazy. It's like my stand-up. It's like, this is for me, for therapy, really. And I'm glad that the presentation makes you like me, right? But for me, it was like a way to get off like these thoughts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's been going good. And yeah, it's been going good.
I'm proud of you because, like, I don't think people really understand what it takes to consistently put yourself out there, right? And I always credit to here with really just kind of just making me jump off the deep end. I'm no Sydney Castillo yet,
Stop.
but it's like for mine is a slow, like a slow burn. It's like a slow grind or whatever, so. It's just, for me, it's the same thing you said, like therapy, I love speaking to people. I love hearing people's stories, being able to tell different people's stories that might not have had a voice before, that could have been overlooked or whatever. Yeah. So it's something that's just really, really therapeutic about it too. And it brings me a lot of joy. And this sounds a little dark, but I was telling my girlfriend over the weekend, my homegirl, that I was like, yo, like, I don't know if it's because I started to have like zero to no expectations doing certain things, that it takes a lot to wow me. And I'm always like, okay, well, where's the wow factor? And I'm like, not impressed. Mm-hmm. And so but this brings me joy, that it gives me that wow factor.
Yeah.
And so that's why I mean, 100 and something episodes in, and I'm just gonna keep grinding. Got another podcast now. Everyone needs an Aquarius. Might have a sex cast in the works. That's been in the works for a long time.
A sex cast.
Yeah, I got approached by one of my friends from college like 5 years ago about this, and it's in conjunction with his sex books, and that he's coming out with. He has this trilogy of sex books, and he sent me some pages. He has his publisher. He's been in meetings about this. It's really, really good.
What kind of freaky stuff are y'all on? Okay.
So here's the thing. So here's the cool thing. It's not like your atypical sex cast or whatever. And the cool thing about this is we don't really see men too much in those spaces, and so he is telling his experience. I had him on an episode before where he's talked about how he moved to LA. He was lonely. He was hooking up with people off of Craigslist and alleyways and doing all these other things, looking for like community. And
it ain't never got that bad. It ain't never. I've been out here 20 years. It ain't never got Craigslist bad.
You know what? But I think
something's missing.
But I think I could say, depending on your personality and what's happening, Sydney, you strike me as somebody that is, though he is extroverted, very extroverted, you are introverted. So you're gonna go somewhere, you're gonna go out, you're gonna peep the scene. You're like, all right, cool. I'm gonna start talking. I'm gonna, engage with people. But it's not like that for everybody. Like
oh, don't get it twisted. Like I say this, and people don't be believing me. To like the people that know me. I'm not life of party type person. Like I'm not. I can go into a club and be quiet. I'm for real, dog. Like,
but even
the spaces you might see me in are probably comedy spaces, and so like I know these people for years. It's a comfort. But you see me anywhere out in this country, and it's like an open event, or it's like I'm probably like I'm more on alert. Like, and if you see me out in space where I'm smiling, I'm so comfortable. Like, but normally like that, I was just telling somebody yesterday, I was telling this young lady, you know what I hate? Going out into a bar, you know how you order a drink at the bar? Mm-hmm. That rattles me. I can't, like when you sitting there and you like, waiting on the bartender and it's packed and it's people trying to get drinks and all these people are here and they're like deciding it's like, you know, and you like trying to get through and like that right there makes me want to buy a table, right? And I don't buy tables. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I was like, "Oh, Sydney, you got money."
I'm understanding like the process to kill my anxiety of anxiousness of like, can I get not ready? Okay, yeah, no, not yet. Cool.
Okay,
damn,
do you know the bar trick, right?
I know. I used to bartend. I don't know what's the bar trick.
You always got to have your either your money out or your cash out, and it's like an authoritative like stance that you have to exert in that space, and that's what I do, and I don't be really waiting long.
You're much more beautiful than me.
Okay,
get whatever you want. I have to sit there and not look like I'll kill everybody.
You so, but I mean, it's true. But like for men and women, I've seen it happen where you've like just watched and then okay, but then you know that person over there has their card out. It could be a guy too, and it's just like okay, you ready to go. If you don't have your money out, I gotta wait for you to be fidgety. I don't know how long that's gonna take you. I gotta keep it moving. So yeah.
I like when a bar first open. Oh, let's be first. Oh yeah. That's when nobody there. Yeah. That's my shit.
Well, also, especially if they have chairs.
Yeah.
Barber, like, you know, like I know that they're the booths and stuff, but sometimes you do like just kind of sitting at the bar and like mingling with people. But I'm like, as long as I got a seat, I'm good. I'm good. You strike me as an introvert, extroverted person, which you still do, by the way.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I'm a fake extrovert, if that makes sense. Like I can play the game.
Okay.
Like I yearn to be back by myself.
Okay. I mean, but also if you consistently, I feel like you are consistently always interacting with people. And so that kind of depletes you and drains you. And so you have to go back and kind of like recharge your battery a little bit. So we were talking about your podcast, The Amazing My Cup is Full, which is now my new saying to people. Listen, hold on. I tried that when my mama said it didn't ride. And she was like, what?
It don't work. Like, it don't work
I can't do that. And I was like, and you want me to do this for minimum wage? I was like, minimum wage out here versus St. Louis is $5. Okay. There's $5 difference. If you're not trying to pay me $20 an hour, oh no. My cup is full.
Straight up.
That didn't work. But can you kind of tell everybody here like the concept behind my cup is full, where that saying comes from? And yeah.
My cup is full, like what a saying, really, to be honest with you, dog. I had panic attacks and like I was having them really badly in 2021, like back to back. Like I didn't know what they were, you know what I mean? And then like body shaking type stuff, like sweating, like, and they would come so often, like, and I didn't, you know what I mean? I'm doing all that, what they call it? They used to tell you this did not work for me. God bless whoever it works for. But one of the first advices is like put some ointment. I forgot what kind of oil. Lavender oil on your wrist, and when you're having the smell does nothing. But anyway, it's still for me. I'm still like, and I remember then I got a little, was it a defibrillator? Like, and it had like lavender in it. Mm-hmm. And like, sleep with that, and you won't get anxious. I was boom, and so then I literally, it was over pandemic, so I went to a Zoom doctor. And one lady didn't help me, and this black lady told me. She said, after I told her, she asked me some questions about my family. Yeah, my dad did. Yeah, my brother did. Yeah, my mom got cancer. Yeah, I'm going through a divorce right now. And she was like, "Oh, you have anxiety. You having panic attacks." I was like, "What is that?" Like, I'm not anxious. I don't care. I'm not like harping on my head where I'm like, she said, "It doesn't matter." She was like, it's like computer screens opening your body. She said, that you're not using. And so your computer will freeze. Your body will go through this state. And she was like, I said, "So what?" She's like, "Your cup is full." That's what she said. I said, "What?" She said, "Your cup is full." She literally said, "You can't handle a bunch of information right now." She's like, I said, "So what do? You gonna give me medicine?" Then she's like, "I'll give you medicine, but that's not the cure either." I said, well, how do I stop basically shaking? And she was like, "You need to go to therapy." I was like, And so she was like, and then like, boom, therapy, doing all that jazz. And then like, I guess the podcast was started because eventually I had all these stories I wanted to tell, but didn't think nobody would care. Right. Mm-hmm. So then it was like, all right, cool. The first episode was had just happened, right? And I was like angry, like with myself, like, damn, I'm too grown to be in this situation.
Mm.
Like, like a lot of people think I'm trying to blame her. Yeah, I think it's a bad thing that happened. But the overall thing is like, as a man, like for me, it's like you were put yourself in this position and now you're too old to be in this position. So like, what are you doing? And so there was like just a step back. And I say I was sitting down, like just trying to listen to God. And I feel like God was telling me to focus. And so then boom, I started the podcast. Boom, the podcast telling stories, and then got my stories off about how I got anxiety, about losing my brother, about my mom having cancer, about like my journey in writing, about like my fears about certain things. And then like the reception was so like overwhelming, like, yo, we rock the views, we rocking with this. It was like, oh damn. I really started this hoping people would watch, but I didn't know that people would be like so invested and care. You know what I mean? I think that's been the biggest difference in comedy. People think you funny and they stop you and be like, oh, you hilarious. Or you funny. Now it's like, hey man, you kind of helped me get through, or hey, your podcast really be. I just did hip hop awards. I just did, right? True story. I just tell my partner. I'm at the age where I don't know all the rappers no more. Right? I don't know all of them. I'll kid you not. I don't. And then I might hear a TikTok song, and then I might see the artist like, oh, I had no idea. Right?
Yeah.
This one rapper, don't know his name. Chains everywhere. He had his whole people with him in the elevator with me because I'm working. He goes, hey, yo, can I get a pic? I was like, yeah, didn't know he was like, yeah, took the pic. He getting off the elevator. He go, hey, my man, so what's up? I love the podcast.
Aww.
Man, right? Keep doing your thing. Like black men be like, hey, bro, I got a homeboy that got PTSD. Say, hey, man, it's helping me because I was like, oh, man. So it's like, it's good. I didn't, what I mean? I'm happy. I'm very happy. You know what I mean? People showing up to shows from the podcast. Mostly like women now. I feel like my audience has transitioned to like beautiful black women, really. You know what I mean? Like the past 4 cities, Atlanta was the first city I was like, that's the first city since doing the podcast where I promoted on the podcast. Y'all show up. And it went from like 3 days before the show, I had 60 tickets sold. I was like, well, it's a grind. And then I get there, he's like, yeah, we about to sell out. I said, for real? And it was like a line. It's like, my partner was like, it's all women here. Chicago, same difference. LA, he was at the LA taping. James Davis came in the back and was like, so you don't have no male fans? I was like, what you mean? He was like, Sydney, there's Enz Mitchell, who you know, Dwight, who you know, and women. I said,
okay. Listen, Sydney, I told you this. It's because you are in the bed on your Instagram stories, sleeping your eye slob. Yeah, what's up? Good morning.
But it's not like I got look. I'm not like the pretty boy showing off I ain't got no big chest. No, I gotta.
You know what you're doing. You gotta get happy, and it done hit on the algorithm. Like that is shared with your they homegirls. Like look at this big bald head nigga. Like you know what I mean? Like
my homeboy Q said his cousin be texting him like, oh, he's so funny. Like I know him. Stop.
Look, listen. Anytime somebody say anything about any of y'all that I'm like, hey man. That's like family leaders. Be quiet. That's creepy.
Hey, it's on the road. It's cool. Like I said on the podcast, I was like, for me, it don't take much for me. Like a woman that really can give me Skittles. Like, you know what I mean? It's just a gesture. Every show I've done, Atlanta, Chicago, LA, I've gotten women be like, here you go. Here's like bags of Skittles. In LA, this woman got me a bouquet of Skittles. There was a bouquet flower and it was sticks and it was taped to little packages of Skittles. And she was like, I just wanted to get this to you. Happy birthday. And I was like, dog, like, look, damn, see what you don't know. I'll go home and start crying, right? I'll be like, man, it's crazy. I started thinking I used to wait tables and then nobody give a damn. But like telling your story got people like, man, bringing you Skittles is crazy.
Okay, so you mentioned like waiting tables. Can you like, that was Sydney, what, 20 years ago?
Yeah, I was 20. I stopped waiting tables at February 6, 2008.
Okay, I don't know how old you were then. I don't even know how old you are now.
I'm 43. I was 26 when I started waiting tables.
So, okay. So, like, can this Sydney now look back at that Sydney and be like, hey, nigga, sorry, sir, it's coming. Like, can you even Like, because I know you're living like your wildest dreams.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, yeah. I would tell. I would. Mm, yeah, I'm getting a chill, dog. Mm. Cause look, dog. To be honest with you, I always believed in myself, but I was always like, God help me. Like I don't know what to do. Like you know what I mean? Like I literally was in the bathroom praying. I remember
Mm-hmm.
praying like, Lord, I'm too talented to stay here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because you see people who move out here for their dream, and then they don't. They just get to making money, and the dream be on the backside. And I'm like, they
Yeah.
offered me to be a manager to work in the kitchen and make like 65,000 a year. I was 25, and I was like, no. I said, I know y'all don't get it. I'm funny. And I just didn't know. So like I would just tell younger Sid, like, keep going, like stay focused, keep going. Like it may not be tomorrow. You feel me? But like you'll
Yeah.
look back and it's a career you've built. Like the podcast is dope, but they still recognize me for the whole career of the things that I've done. So I would say, man, just man, you don't never know what is going to make people be like, oh, that's what's up. And even in this moment, it's still scary. I'm like, I hope people keep watching every week, but just keep doing the work. You know what I mean? Yeah, it feel good though. I can't hold you.
Oh, you gonna make me cry
Yeah,
because I can see you like, man. Oh, but you know, I think even hearing your story and listening to you and seeing you work and execute a lot and knowing the ins and out of your life, you know, like I ain't in the mix, but close enough where I'm just like seeing all that shit going on. I can keep going too. I don't know whenever that moment is. It's gonna come. I just have to keep believing in myself and doing the work because baby, my job. I was like, I want to quit, and then I was like, well, who gonna pay these bills? Because I'm the same way. I was like looking at different things around me. And I remember when I used to manage this one guy, and I managed this older lady. Um, and I was like, your future is looking you dead in the eye if you operate like her. We too good for that. We too smart for that. We too talented. So whatever it is, whatever that looks like,
hey, look.
don't do that.
So look, dog. Look. Mm, mm. I'm gonna just say this, right? I ain't really tell nobody this, but like maybe couple of people. Look, sometimes you gotta really sacrifice and really be nervous and scared and uncertain with a plan and God involved, and just take that leap of faith. When I started writing, cool. Then they dried up. Like, damn, okay. It's like 2010. Like, what's going on? What's going on? And God like provided, right? All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to be honest with you, I was working with Marlon for a couple years. Marlon played very good, right? It,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be no reason not to just go get that money, right?
Yeah.
I did took a leap of faith again. I told him, and Marlon know I love him. After a show one day, I said, let me talk to you. I can't take your pictures anymore. I can't sell the merchandise anymore. I just believe in myself too much, bro. Like I appreciate everything you've done for me, but thank you. Like this, a thank you, dog. And it wasn't like he understood. It wasn't like a diss. I love that dog. He put me in good positions. But for me, it's like I'll stop going on the road, stop making this weekly income,
Mm-hmm.
pay all my bills. That's been paying all my bills, and I said, I just want to headline myself. I want to just work on my and figure it out. And there's a leap of like, damn, well, where the money gonna come? Da, 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 da. And every time God back in me like boom, 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 boom. But it was like I had to take that step away. And now I got like 7 cities coming up with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now look, we still building, but to me, it took me stepping away and being like, that's income that's guaranteed. But like boom, I know I could be in a better position if I just plan
Yeah.
this out, trust God, and now we're gonna go here. It may take a year and a half, right? But like I learned a lot from Marlon, right? So it's like boom, I apply that now to like boom, what I'm doing now. You know what I mean?
I I think he really heard you too because I mean when he did the headliner show for HBO and he was like, these are the comics that you guys need to be on the lookout for. They're up and coming. It was you, Tony Baker, Shantae, DC Irvin. Who else was there? It was
Esau McGraw.
yeah, Esau McGraw, and y'all went out there and killed it. But that was you. That might not have come had you not betted on yourself.
Yeah, like Marlon. One thing Marlon about me, he respect me. He respect me. He like I guess it. Like you know what I mean. So like it was all love, and it's like yeah, like Marlon one of the people. That's why I get frustrated about people. Marlon's super famous. Marlon been famous for over 25 years, maybe 30 years. right? Very famous. We walk in places. I literally have to. I might go inside first and see if there's anybody gonna be crazy in there. That's how famous he is, right?
Yeah.
I can literally say, man, I got a show coming out. He'll literally just text me what you want me to say, and I'll post it for you, right? It don't matter what I'll post them. Just text it. I'll just copy it, whatever. And some of these other folks be like, oh, they don't. Marlon, that's why I'll always have his back. Never like that. Always like, whatever you need, I got you.
Yeah.
What do you need? I remember I got a pitch in a project. Do you need my name? You need to say my name just so to get it in the door? Just to get in the door. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, but just maybe to get into the door. Like,
Yeah.
say Marlon kind of likes the idea. Yeah. Now I'm not saying I'm backing it, right? But if always like whatever I could do to service your dream, let me know to help. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody be like, we need friends like that. You need people in your corner like that. You know, like mentors, whatever. Where it's like it doesn't feel like it's a job for them to do something. Like they want to show up, and I think sometimes it's so hard to come by that in this industry because it's always like, well, what you gonna do for me? And I'm like, fry you some chicken. Like that's all I got because you ain't got nothing else coming. But you know, I think that it also just speaks back to like it's your character too, Sid. So I don't think you recognize that enough because I've never heard anybody say anything crazy bad about you, and they can't do that to me anyway because I'd be like, okay, what do you want me to do with this information? But you're a real solid person, you know. I like I said, I'm just, you know, like I'm a mustard seed right now. I'm being planted. And you always, I've asked you to, this is your second time. You ain't never said no. And I'm always nervous to ask, like, or whatever. And you like, yeah, okay. And I know if I needed advice about something, whatever, I know you busy, but I know you're gonna get back to me. So,
yeah, because like, dog, who am I not to like answer a question if I can help you? People did it for me. Like, dog, if I tell you the people that like really looked out for me when I was young, Ian Edwards. I ain't trying to name drop. Ian Edwards introduced me to Kevin Hart back when Kevin did the TV show on ABC. Like Hugh Moore, Dean Edwards, Rich Pierre Louis. That was the circle of like learning. I'm 24. You know what I mean? All knowledgeable. Chris Spencer then kind of took me under his wing. Ali Sadiq, Tony Rock, Lonnie Love, right? All these people were like deep in the game and all soaked in information to me. You know what I mean? So for me, it'd be ungodly. If somebody go, I have a question, I'd be like, and I'm holding with information. Nah, man. Like whatever you need. Now I've been doing behind the scenes since 2008. That's why I tell some of my friends, come to me in the beginning process of your project if you want advice. Because after you've already done it, you've already have a set thing. But if you're in the beginning, I have the experience now that give you to help it, but get me here. You know what I mean? But like, who would I? Yeah, I would. My mom be so disappointed. I remember one time my best friend Chris, he came to visit me. I was 21 years old, 22 out here, and he ain't had no bread. And I was mad. I was like, damn, you came here with no bread? And my mama was like, what, boy? That's your friend. If you got bread, he got bread. And I remember like literally like apologize, Chris, I'm sorry. Like, here you go. I was waiting tables like, we'll split my money. And it was like, I never could do that. Yeah, if you need something within reason, let's talk, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say, don't tell nobody. If I help you get something, I'm gonna say, don't ever say I did it. I hate that shit. I hate when people be like, I did this for them, or I know I did. God know. I don't like that. Give me credit. Like just a solid, like, just go your dream, nigga. I don't need all that.
Yeah, no, that's really dope. That's really dope. Or speaking of your mom, you've been very vocal about your mom on the podcast and her health and her state of health at the moment. How is your mom doing?
Good. My mom missed me.
Okay.
My mom is always good. Like, it is what it is right now, as far as like where we're at with like, her memory and things like that. Okay. But she's always good. She's good. She just missed me. And it's a new way I had to learn to love on my mom.
Okay.
And that was like really me accepting this new reality at first was maybe difficult. And now it's like, okay, cool. I'm better at it. And now I know how to attack it more. So, it's like, okay, cool. We know what we could do on the calendar, write down dates when I'm going to come back to see her. Okay. That way she can look at it. And if she forgets, no matter the calendar will always have it. Now it's like, okay, cool. With food, it's a, you know, we set her up on a service where I can like boom, boom. And now it's on a sketch to get her groceries if I'm not there.
Okay.
Medicine is on her automatic refill now. Okay, cool, cool. Like, you know, I never, you know, caretaker ain't no school. You just kind of got like pick up, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Then it'd be like, okay,
Trust me, I know.
you ready? I took her to Papacitos. No, Papados. We went to each like Papados. I said, um, I want to get my chin done. I said, okay, I don't know where to go. I went to a bartender. There was a black lady. I said, hi, how you doing? She said, good. I said, you know, I can take my mom and get her chin done. And she was like, oh, baby, yeah, it's a place. And like, I loved it about black women. Like, yeah, I got you. And boom, now we know where to do that at. You know what I mean?
Okay, but what you mean when you say her chin done?
Like if her hair grows in her chin, she wants to get.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, your mama wanted her chin done. Like
that's what she
thought
at first.
We in Hollywood too much. Okay, I was like, okay.
Yeah, she literally said, the lady that was helping me, she was like, she wants surgery on her chin. I was like, no, like that. Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude, because I was so like, so okay, so I don't want to stay here too long and trigger you or anything, but I did want to briefly touch on the situation that kind of happened with your mother, and your cousin was supposed to be her caretaker, and then she stole $50,000 from your mom.
Yeah, I wouldn't say caretaker. She was helping me out with her, like,
helping you out.
And like, yeah, that shit hurt, dog. Like I didn't know how to explain like being happy to have someone younger that looks up to you in your family of your grind.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what she was like. It's like very excited. Like I go to her school and she proud. That's my cousin.
Yeah. TV. I remember her from your lives and stuff. I met her on your live one time.
That's my dog. Like I was like, that's my dog. Like, you know, so her going with me to shows and being my assistant, like booking the travel, and she crying when we pull up to the lights. I'm taking her places, like, you know, she's got, and the whole time I find out she's ciphering money out of my mom's savings account.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, then it's like, I was, you think, well, I gotta play that better. And it's like, well, no, that she didn't have a car. Like she was on some scam type shit.
Yeah.
And it was like, then you get to like devastation of like, dog, this really happened to me.
Right.
Like y'all did this to me. And then it's like, my brother, you know, gone. My older brother, my dad, you know, done gone. And it's like, it's just me here. Like it put me in a bad position. You know what I mean? So it's like, really like God, dog. The reason them people is God, like coming in my heart, because like that was very angry and very like hurt. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, she told me in the text message it was a crime of opportunity. You know, it's like she admitted to doing it and said it was a crime of opportunity. She couldn't stop. She did this, and I looked at the transactions. It was like 10,000 in Louisiana, 10,000 in Atlanta. When she was coming to see me in New York, she took out 3,000 one day, another 3,000, another 800. Right. And I'm at the point where I don't need to check the account because my mom can't go in it. It's just sitting there. It's just a savings. It's sitting there. And I come back and it's $37 in the account. It's like, oh, y'all play with me. Y'all playing with me. And my mom, you know, she understands that something bad happened, like, you know, that they took from me. Yeah, and then she don't understand why her brother don't come see her. Why he didn't come hug me? Why he didn't even come hug my mom? He didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? And so that, so, you know, the joke is real.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. And hung up. And it was like, oh, y'all playing with me. You know, so it's like that was, you know, it hurt. You know what I mean? To be honest with you. But it's like realizing God's still in control. Because if I try to take control of that situation, I'm going to go sit down. You know what I mean? It's like, and I was literally in my mind like, okay with that. My career was dope. I did some amazing things.
Sydney.
That's my thought process was.
Yeah, but I definitely understand it.
Now it's healed. You know, I wouldn't took the legal method, like they press charges and all that jazz. And I knew if I go to the cop, I remember telling this white police officer what happened originally. And he told me, you can't go over there. I said, who said I was going to do that? He's like, it's in your energy. That's your mom.
Yeah.
He was like, let us take care of this, please. And then I came back. I said, you got any updates? And he was like, and I ain't even be the dramatic. That man, white dude, set me down and was like, hey, man, this is the way it works. It has to go through this. It's going to get pushed through, you know, because they're messing with elderly. A detective's going to come over. I said, all right, man. So that's gonna happen. He was like, yes, but you gotta like let us like just give me it's a process. I was like, all right. And in my mind, I wouldn't even try to incriminate myself, but I was on something like, y'all better handle this. Like I'm coming to y'all. And so then like they literally detective was like, what? And took over, boom, 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 whatever. But like that shit, yeah. Yeah. And it's like, yeah. That's like now it's like I love family. I'm not close with my family. I'm close with my mom. I'm close with
Yeah.
cousins on my dad's side. I'm close with one cousin, Dion, on my mama's side. And his mom comes to check on my mom. But
Damn.
all her family, like her two aunts, they got family in Gary, Indiana. I'm cool with. Like, I don't see them as much. But like them people, like,
I definitely get that. And I
yeah.
think it's one of those weird things. Like the weird thing about growing up too and becoming an adult is having to sometimes fend for yourself when you're like, like it's like your back is up against the wall. And Sunday, like I didn't talk to my dad for a year because of some shady shit that his brother did. And he got in the mix of that, and I was like, hey, like I keep telling you, like, don't get in that because your name not listed in that person's will. Why are you getting involved? Like they're doing stuff that just to me logically doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
Sydney, turn that ringer off.
I
What?
don't know now. I like wish I literally is my mom text me. I literally said I'm working right now. I
Oh,
don't
okay, okay, okay. For Mama, it's cool. For Mama, it's cool.
apologize. I know, like, damn, I'm not the ding. I'm that old where I don't know how to turn the ding off from the text to go from back and forth. But when we done, I'm like, I'm gonna kill that. But go ahead.
Okay, but like, so we didn't even speak for a year for that. And then I spoke to my dad because he had like a heart arrhythmia. And so his best friend was like, hey, like, I know you're not messing with him, but, give your dad a call or whatever because he's in the hospital. So I was like, God damn it. You had to die. I almost tried to die for me to take you off the block list. So we're fine now. But it is having your parents and people around you understand boundaries. And so my dad is consistently pushing. And Sunday, I finally just kind of laid it all out for him and was just like, this happened to me. I told you this happened to me at the hands of this person. You didn't do nothing about it. This person also interjected themselves. I told you didn't do nothing about it. And you want me to turn the other cheek for this person that is a demon walking this earth? I cannot. And I was like, once I laid it out for him, he was just quiet because he's not going to apologize. Like, my dad is not going to apologize. And so he was just quiet for a second, just having to, take it in. And I was like, you can do whatever you want with that information. You could tell them because I'm pretty sure you'll talk. But if you're going to tell them I said he been dead to me and I don't know him. And that's just what it is. And I have to move forward and move on with my life. And I already know that I can't rest in being angry at somebody because you miss your blessings like that. And so I've moved on with my life. If somebody bring that person's name up, I am a good person. That's like, I have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And just moving forward. And I know right now you're like, that's still hard to receive because you're still angry. $50,000 is a lot of money. So I listen.
Yeah,
I
but comedy, like
but
comedy,
it's also you.
you don't pay back the money, but it helped. Like you was at my special.
Yeah.
Those are almost like comedic tears.
Yeah.
You feel me? Where it's like I'm making this entertaining, and I was proud of myself the way I did it. I want to talk about it, but like I was proud of the way it.
Oh, we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it.
But like, cause I don't want, cause it ain't came out yet. But I'm saying I'm proud of like the way I structured it, the story.
Yeah.
Cause it's like that made me proud of like boom. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
did talk about shit on Facebook. I was like, I'm shooting my hour special today. I said my family stole money from my mama, but don't worry, because I'm gonna light y'all ass up on stage tonight.
Man, but Sydney, the crazy thing is that the type of person that you are, I know if she really needed something, she could have just asked you and you would have gave it to her. Like, that's the most bizarre thing. So I'm sorry, friend.
Like, you don't understand, like, dog, I told her when she went to college, well, if you ever need something in college, you hit me. As soon as she got to campus, she was crying like, I guess her dad, who don't really financially even try to help, was like, she needed $4,000 to get into school. Like to whatever I wired it to. Okay, boom. In college, she might mess up, finance. Boom. Okay. She got in trouble with something. No worries. Boom. Okay. Like I'm always, you hit me. So I've always showed you like I got you. All
Yeah.
right. So like to steal from me when I would have done anything for you, dog. Like you know that. So it's like to steal from me is crazy. It's like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like that's why it was like when you told me that, I was like, wait, hold on. It's
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Dude, but you know what? I always think about because something like that happened with our grandfather. And he had everything. My mom took him to get everything organized or whatever with his estate and all these different things. And my grandpa was really good up until like one day somebody tried to break in his house. We live next door to our, we used to live upstairs from my granddad and then move next door. And then from that moment, it just his like health just kind of went, like downhill. And but my mom, seeing that, made sure that all his affairs were in order. She even like made sure he looked out for a son that, my uncle that he didn't really fuck with, but like made sure everybody was good, like everybody was taken care of. When my uncle came in, forged that power of attorney, and just went to town. The best thing that he did with that money was buy my granddad a pre-burial plan. But everything else my granddad had, we were supposed to get money and property. We didn't get shit. And actually, the house that we grew up in got taken for taxes, and my mom was able to pay the taxes to get it back. But it's crazy. And I always wonder, like, what is your thought process? Like, are you very spoiled? Like the entitlement that comes with that is just really wild to me because I could never. I got a pair of pants in my closet right now. So the mail guy dropped my package off at the wrong door. So I called Zara. I was like, hey, that's not my door. This is what my door looks like. Blah, 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 blah. They refunded me the money. So like a week later, the package shows up. I feel guilty for having it. I don't know what to do with them jeans. So like,
for me, my mom is the priority.
yeah.
Right. It's almost like the blessing is my brother isn't here right now. Much as I'm missing. Right. Because if somebody's able to take care of my mother, I'm going. I think that a different type of energy goes to that. It's like there's no one to take care of my mother. It would kill her if I got to prison.
Yeah.
Like she probably would literally die. And it's like that ain't worth that. You know what I mean? And it's like it's just a hard pill to swallow. But I know that like I love God so much, I ain't deserve that. So like I still love you. You know what I mean? So I need you. Like I need you. Like the Smokey Norfolk song, I need you now. Like now I need you because if you don't come in my life even more so right now, I'm going to fall off the hinges. So Lord, I need you.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah,
And
so
real, very real too.
literally, like I need you to come in and handle this because if I do it in my flesh, I'm coming to see you. So Lord, help me. And like it's like all that transition of anger turned into whatever. Then I ended up dating somebody that wasn't the best, and I think I should have listened to him then. But whatever happens, and now it's like I was telling this the other day. I was like, look, through the midst of all that jazz, God still said you finna do a podcast. God still said you finna shoot a special. So even though I was going through this, God still got a plan. I just need to walk through this fire to get to where He want me to go. But don't stop believing. It's a difference in being angry with God versus not believing in the nigga, right? And I feel like you can be angry. That's fine. That's an emotion, right?
Yeah.
But like when people are like, I just don't believe him because of these things. It's like you're just angry. So
Yeah.
I'm mature enough to identify the difference and just be like, all right, cool. Like you want me here, like just talking to you. Come on, you know what I mean? Because like the
Yeah.
alternative is like all bad. It's really all bad. As much as people be like, yeah, I woulda. You don't think worse thoughts than me. It's my mama, not yours. Trust me.
Yeah.
Think worse
Yeah.
thoughts. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Do you ever feel like in the situation that we're not staying on long? My mom always says, "Do you hear the whisper?" And so the whisper is kind of what we would, I guess, say now are red flags. Like, do you feel like you miss certain things or?
Oh, that part was okay. I was transitioning. Okay, from the dating part of the dating the person.
Yeah. That was just super quick that because you mentioned it. So
No,
I was like,
I came in honest, like when I don't want to talk about too much. Like the stand up is real. I just went through that. I met this person, transition of like, oh, you get it, and then it's like, oh, these things are happening. In the
okay.
process, I think I yes had signs of like, you know, like from now on, like I'm too grown for this. And I think part of my habit is being like, people say they believe in God, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying judging nobody's lifestyle because I'm not saying I live a life where somebody be like, oh, you live, but like I can tell when somebody really don't really believe. It's just something they saying, and I can't date them people no more because they all have like a certain thing in common. They all waver. They all when the world is shaking, they all like they have no foundation of God and Jesus to me. You could tell. So that is like I can't do anymore. But
Yeah.
I feel like I had signs of that, and maybe just be mama friend, right? But for all reasons of like, all right, cool. I wish I would have handled it differently. Do I think the ultimate thing of what happened I deserved? No and yes, right? No, from a human standpoint, nah. I gotta pay for all this shit. That's pictures of my mom that you destroyed. That shit I can't get back. You know what I mean? You destroyed some personal shit, right? I'll buy another laptop, cool. I'll fix the window. I'll get another TV, PlayStation. I'll do all that. But I think yes, I deserve it because if you don't, you can't. Like May said. May said this about people. It's like you can't disrespect somebody and then tell them how to react. And to me,
Yeah.
it's like you can't. And that's you can. To me, I translate that to you can't not listen to God and then get mad at the repercussion that's coming with it, right?
Yeah.
So like it wasn't like God sent her to ruin my place, but if I don't act in a way where I'm not listening, then the effect of that could be your
Yeah.
place ruined. And now
Yeah.
you're like, what God did you do to me? It's like, no. Why didn't you listen back here? And this wouldn't even happened. Now that I got your attention. We got shit to do. I need you to start a podcast and shoot a special, right? And now I need you to really center in and focus, right, on what I'm telling you. Because if you don't, your shit can get destroyed, right? So I feel like that's the overall lesson versus, yeah, the type of person I won't deal with that type of person. I don't deal with her anymore. Like, I think, you know, all that jazz of her and her family, my DMs talking crazy. It's like I could react to that, right? But it's like, what for? You're not, yeah, what for? You know what I mean?
Buffalo.
For, you know what I mean? Yeah, because constantly people try to test you, and it's like, and you gotta look at it again, like, oh, you trying to knock me out my square? All right, cool. Let me just, you know what I mean?
I always tell people be mindful, be careful about stuff like that because you just never know what somebody went through to get to where they are today.
Omarion said, a person who's peaceful, leave them alone.
Yeah.
You don't know what they do to protect their peace. I come in peace. I'm not saying I'm like a victim, but I come in love. I get to show off my back if I fuck with you.
Yeah.
You keep messing with me. I can't do nothing to my cousin because of my mama. Leave me alone. Like with people. Like it's like you know what I mean?
Yeah. So to wrap up with your cousin, she has to pay restitution, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Even that, like, that's another hassle. Like, she's supposed to have been doing that, but like I can't get in contact with the DA. Like nobody picking up my calls. Now I gotta go down there and show up. Like, all right, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? But like, the bank not returning, the bank not giving no money back. Bank giving no money back. Yeah, nigga. So like, yeah. So
like
when
they
no money back. All that, talk to him, sit down across, stern voice, no money back. Oh, well, we'll get.
No, baby, that's what attorneys are. Okay, we'll let's.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, let's listen. I know now. It's like, okay, now another thing in the cup. Like now I gotta go to the bank. When now I got the legal document saying this person stole. I got the admittance, and you still like, stop playing. But anyway,
I'm like, nigga, y'all are insured. Like, so, or y'all not
but like no, we'll redo that. But like no, like the bank not giving money back. Like I haven't got the restitution payment back. So it's like when people be like, yo, the past few years when people see me out, they're like, yo, see it act like this. This is all this shit in my head. This is why I do the podcast. People now look at me and be like, I feel like they look at me like, all right, approach them with caution.
but that's the thing. Is like I think the tough thing, the weird thing about life is that sometimes people feel a certain type of way about things, but it's like, yo, like I literally just freaked out an hour ago. It's nothing against you. I got so much else going on, and I overthink all the time. Like Sydney, I'll be I started to smoke to try to even get like a full night's rest. I still wake up. I'm like,
Oh, Doug, I speak your language. Like,
I'm like, what is it? So I was like, okay, well, the weed's not helping me sleep through the night. I'm gonna have to try something stronger. Like, what else?
I started praying God in your spirit. I was talking to a young lady. I was like, "Hey, you sleep well?" She's like, "Nah, why?" She's like, "I just don't sleep well. Like, I'm gonna pray that God settle your spirit at night. Like,
that's
I
that's
go, I stay up till I crash."
that's literally everything that's been going on, and it's been a lot financially,
Mhm.
taking care of, my homeboy, whatever, um and he was like getting angst about it. I was like, is the rent paid? Are the lights on? You got food? What are you worried about? I was like, I'm not tripping, and it's impacting me more. Like, I know you're not no bum. Like, things happen, but it's now you have to realize that we're too old to be in situations like that, and it's about preparing yourself. So if something happened, it's already handled or whatever. I was like, so you just let this be a lesson to you. I'm not like, oh, blah, 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 coming at you. It's fine. And I know at some point things will kick in and you'll pay me back. I'm not tripping. It's going to be all right. But I can't have you being all off your rocker because it messes me up. So
Yeah,
just chill. And that's what I told him. I said, God already got it taken care of. So why are you upset? Like, why are you mad? Like, I get it. But that's literally what has been helping me rest. It's just like, it's okay. You got it. It's already handled. It's taken care of. And everybody's like, oh, God is gonna bless you or whatever. I was like, it's not about accolades or anything like that. I was in the right place at the right time, and I did what anybody with in the right mind or with a great heart would do. And I stepped up to the plate, and I was like, actually, no, he was in the right place at the right time. Because if he was somewhere else, I don't know.
Mhm.
But I'm not. I wasn't raised like that, like I, come from the church and all that stuff. So I was just like, you see somebody in need, especially somebody that you care about. Why am I gonna leave you hanging? So it'll be all right.
You're doing good, mom. You're doing good work.
I try, friend, I try. Before we get out of here, just one last thing.
Go ahead.
How is it like you're building a really great friendship? You have a really great friendship with your best friend Nick Carthen, who passed away a couple years ago,
Yeah,
his ex-wife.
yeah.
How is that? Because like I see the comments and all that stuff on,
Oh, yeah. For
and you
me,
had a whole podcast about this episode. Like,
yeah,
what is it like navigating that space? Because I know you, and you was like, based on whatever their interaction was, he's like, well, I don't got nothing to say to you, bro. Like,
yeah. Nick was my man. Like that was my
mhm,
dog. So like when Nick passed, I couldn't. Like I say, his funeral thing is in my drawer. So like, when him and Takara originally, we talked about this on the podcast, split. I wasn't talking to her. Like I was so
mhm,
like, it's my homeboy.
yeah,
In passing, and my homeboy talked to me like, "Yo, talk to she cool." And so me and Takara, I always thought she was funny. Us working together and having a chemistry professionally, I know to the oddball out, it's like, oh, they should whatever date. This looks cool, and I would tell her like, the audience is crazy, right? You know what I mean? And
yeah,
like people that know me, and it was like, oh, this is like, oh, we finna have an episode about it because she hit me up about she wanted to talk about Nick. I was like, bet, perfect, because I can bring up how I met Nick, and then that way they weird now. You know what I mean? If they,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
think Takara's attractive. She's funny. You on the show. I think um, I think fans just want to see something, talk about something, and I think it's cool. You know what I mean? I don't think it's not malicious in their intent. Neither is ours. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Shout out to Sakara because I love her. She'd be like,
Yeah,
Miss Angeles. I'm like,
she's had my back, dog. I'll be honest with you. Takara's had my back in some situations where like that's the homie, like, and I appreciate her. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And I think people are also not used to seeing men and women be platonic friends either.
yeah,
It's always this conversation of if the two can coexist. And I'm a firm believer in having male friends. I have more male friends than I do, like female friends, like women friends. I don't want to offend anybody. Um, and that's just one. I grew up like my cousin was my best friend growing up, and like us like being close in age and playing with people, and in school it would translate there. And I wasn't like a tomboy or anything, but it was just, I don't know, there was a level of comfort that I felt with men, amongst men or whatever. And I think it's important for women to have male friends and vice versa, just so you can gauge different things and whatnot. And sometimes you might need somebody to come and not take your trash out, but like do something that you might not want to do as a lady, and vice versa. Like one of my play brothers, he has sole custody of his daughter, and she's like in high school, and he'll text and ask questions or whatever, like, what do you think about this, or should I do this or that? And I feel honored to even be in that space, to be able to, like, have that sort of relationship with him. So y'all, everybody don't want to sleep with you. Everybody don't find you attractive like that. And I can receive that. I always tell people, I was like, I ain't everybody cup of tea, and I'm cool with that. And the people that rock with me, rock with me.
Yeah. And I ain't trying to be like some suave ass, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
I just happen to be a deep voice tall dude, right? But if you like that, that's what's up. But like, I know when I'm flirting versus you just taking it like that.
So speaking of flirting, what does Sydney? I know Sydney better not be dating, because if you dating on the low, I think you're crazy. But that's not my business. Mm-hmm. But if it's not, because you need to be single for a while, friend. You need to be single for a while. But your Virgo self can't stay alone. No. But what does Sydney Castillo like in a partner?
Somebody love God.
Okay.
But somebody like you could take to a game night and it'd be fun. Okay. Like game night people, it's not competitive. They're not arguing, but they just fun to have. I can invite you to my home. I could trust we having a game night. It's fun. It's cool. Good vibe. Ambitious, caring, sweet. Like, I like the warmth of a woman. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like partiers. What's
a partier? Like a girl that like to be out all the time, or
out all the time, or have to have a drink all the time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think that don't get talked about enough. Is to be some undercover alcoholics in the community, but like, I can't. That doesn't. Okay, look, I smoke weed, so I get it. You drinks is cool, but like, to be drunk often is like a turn off. But
okay.
Yeah, I like a confident, smart person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have like a type to me.
Okay.
You funny, cool, but if you're a good person, like, I can just tell your spirit good, then like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But anything that represents Hollywood, probably I'm not into. As far as like, I don't need to go to the party, right? If you want to go. I just don't. Like, I'm not a clubber no more. Like, we can go eat. I love eating dinner. We finna eat at the nicest spots. Let's go.
Okay.
But I'm not much of a this event is going on. This event is going on. This event, such event or such house. That was for my 20s. I'm 43. I'm staying here unless we're invited over.
Hey, sometimes that person's job might require them to have to go to those places. So I mean, but you just ain't gotta go.
That's fine. It's like. Yeah.
So
everybody's trying to call me right now while I'm doing this.
I know, I'm over it. Listen, we've been here 60 minutes. I appreciate you so much. And I like I said, like, I always love having you, on or whatever. Though this is just the second time. I like talking to you. And we always have just such a great time. We have some, like, you're like a evil, not evil, but like, you're like the annoying brother, because you be picking at me like my sister. I'm like, what the hell did I do today?
I don't mean to. I love you, so it's like a comfort zone.
I get it. I receive it.
Friendly bark. It's a friendly bark. Like, cut that out.
You know what I mean? Like, well, why? Like, I don't need this today, Sydney. And I had to tell my sister. I was like, not today. I am not in the mood.
I love you. Yeah, I love you.
So I was like, and I love you more, and I appreciate you so much. And I like your special is just like, it's amazing. I had so much fun being there, being able to show up and to support you, and I can't wait for y'all to see it.
Hey, that warms my heart. Tell people about it, man. And
like, seriously, y'all, it is really, really good. It hits home on so many different levels, and people no matter what color they are, will be able to connect with it. It's like seriously. So I like seriously, like it was such a good time, and I wanted to go out and kick it, but I was like, "Whoo, child!
Hey, listen, I
It's
did
been
a
a
show in
long
Dallas.
weekend."
Listen, I did a show in Dallas, and it was 2 shows, and I was working doing a special with the
Uh-huh.
material. And my partner Chris was coming in for the second show. He said, "Dog," he said, outside. I just said, "How was the show to this young lady?" And she said, "Ooh," she said, "It's a lot." She said, "It's so good." She said, "He funny, but he be making you want to cry in there." And I said, "That's crazy." I'm trying to think of myself. I'm trying to make somebody cry, but like they just be feeling it. So I hope that people receive it. I hope people receive it well. You know what I mean?
You're such a great storyteller. Like even in the like the joke about the dude that was trying to kill himself. No. This is on chalk. This is on
Oh,
your
okay,
page.
yeah, okay, yeah. I'm
Like
cutting
the
it.
story
Yeah,
about the guy that is trying to kill himself, and you're like, you still missing all this,
yeah.
but it's so funny. And that's the thing. I think that you don't leave feeling like, oh my God, like I want to cry. You kind of feel like renewed a little bit because
You can say it.
you it's so it like I'm telling you, like so many people can relate, and you are saying what a lot of people are feeling and what they've experienced. So that's how I walked away from it. I was like, damn, that was deep, but damn, I feel good.
Hey,
So
I'm gonna get
yeah.
you a drop for me when it I'm gonna do a drop. Like I'm gonna have drops. Yeah. I love you.
I love you. And I will talk to you soon. And thank you so much for coming back to the show. And I'm pretty sure. Hey man, when you gonna have another barbecue though? What the lamb chops gonna do?
Okay, bit. I get it cracking like after Thanksgiving. I'll do one more, like a final one.
Okay, cool. All
All
right.
right.
Bye. Thank you.